hi everybody. Hi everyone who preempted me into chat. Oh, let me write down this timestamp real quick so I can edit this. Cool. Sorry for the late start. Hey, Photoman. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, sorry. It's been a minute. By a minute, I mean a little over a week since I streamed, but a week it has been, but we're back. So, for the algorithm, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the YouTube things, because we are growing. We made a community post about it. We did hit 1,400 subscribers, which is the highest the channel's ever been. And I think sometime this afternoon someone unsubscribed naturally, and so now we're down to 1,398 instead of 1,400. But you know, it's the thought that counts. It's the temporary moment of growth that counts. So yeah, I think last time we were on stream we were starting to paint this guy, the one-wheel guy. Off stream I did some painting on him just because I had some late hours that I wanted some relaxation, and I was excited to paint on him. And I think if we get back to working on him, or when we go to top down, I'll show you. I think I kind of messed up the highlighting. I think I went a little too like camo pattern splotchy and not enough like following the shapes of the panel. But you know, I still think he looks cool. I think I can always go back and kind of sharpen everything up, bring all the blobs together if I really dislike it. But that's not necessarily the challenge for tonight. My desk has become a mess, and even since before then I have had spare parts and some half cleaned up parts, some sprues that haven't been pieced out, all three of my painted or semi-painted wall dogs are just sitting here. The bases are stacked up over there, still not primed, and this whole place got to be a bit of a mess. So I figured I'd just have a quick stream tonight, and clean up some of this. So I'm gonna start switch over to top down now. Why the music's so high tonight? Jeez. Switch on over to top down for a second, and yeah, we're just gonna chug away. I've got leftover sprue from Alora's Terminators and from the new Astartes Space Marine Terminator Squad box. I'm just gonna parse out and put into my bits box, which lives down here. So we'll just parse him out into the bits box for use later, which I know that a lot of people have mixed feelings about keeping all your bits. I have not collected enough that not keeping my bits has been a problem, or like keeping too many bits has been a problem, so I'm just gonna keep doing it. I mean, at some point, like, I'm gonna actually keep this closed and work on top of it, and then go from there. But at some point I'm not gonna need all the bits in the world, and I'll start being picky. But for now I don't mind, especially since I don't hate the idea of my armies not existing in a vacuum and maybe interacting with each other. I've already kit bashed a couple orc models with some Custodes weapons because I didn't have Space Marines when I started doing that. I just think it'd be cool. Like, I think one of the kill team guys I gave a Sentinel Blade, and I think I gave I just got a box of boys to build and kind of paint when I needed to break from things, from power armor, because that's always been why I've had orcs. Where do I want to put plumes? That's sister's bits. That's I don't have a slot for plumes. Why do I have a spare plume? Why do I always have plume? we'll go there. And of course, all the Misericordias, because sometimes I just can't be bothered. Even though I know they should all have Misericordias on them as my custodes. But yeah, that is a sprue done. Yeet. What's fun about this kit is it gives you the whole weapon head for both the axes and the spears. So the whole bolter with power glaive on it in this case, because these are the spear blades, because the axes look cooler, even though I think since 10th edition, I've only played Guardian spears, not Castellan axes. I wish Castellan axes weren't so debuffed. Yeah, they look cooler, so they're the ones that get modeled. And just when I go to start a game, I go, you know, everybody's got a spear. Less of a headache for me. So, but we do have 3 whole spearheads that we could definitely do some fun things with. We'll go in here, pull up just to the side here. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow because I'm about to get hit by a massive snowstorm. It's actually supposed to start raining within the hour, I think. So, last I checked at least. So, if it starts sounding like hell's breaking loose, that's why. Actually, I'm pulling up the weather channel off to my left, just to keep an eye on it, because my town's kind of acting like it's gonna shut down. We're supposed to get like 10 or 12 inches of snow just overnight, and it's supposed to keep snowing most of the day tomorrow. So there's a good chance I'm gonna be stuck in, and as long as I don't lose power, we might do a bit of a marathon stream tomorrow, and I don't know, maybe do something so drastic as paint an entire night, because my Night to Spoiler model is looking juicy. Oh, it's the exact same arm, isn't it? Did I really not reuse the same arm pose? Oh no, these are different. So that's fun. Okay, at least I used at least one of the different posings for that set of Aloris. Which is kind of funny that since the balanced data slate, the only change I've made to my Custodes list is I've only had one game. I ran Valerian instead of a normal shield captain. Which I would say was interesting, but the only, I know he gets extra rerolls and stuff. The only one I remembered was the fact he gets a feel no pain. So I didn't really take advantage of all of his rules. But he's quite a bit cheaper, which is nice. But I know, and I remember outside of game that he gets all sorts of reroll buffs. He gets reroll a hit or wound per hit, wound, or save, maybe once per turn. I think once per round, once per turn, one of the two. And then on once per game, which I think I did remember, because I remember I played Elves, which I don't think I made a post about that game. I think I forgot to take pictures, so I don't think I posted about that game, but I did play Elves. I can actually pull up the score and debrief this. But I played my first game against Eldari ever, tabletop battles. And I got my butt kicked, of course. Um, he got first turn. He killed my Caladius off the board. Turn 1, round 1. On his second turn, he killed my Land Raider because I was trying to push it forward and it just didn't get far enough forward to get anyone into combat. And then I just couldn't get on the field, and we were playing Deploy Servo Skulls. Investigate the Servo Skulls one, where you have to move the objective markers. Just got absolutely trounced, and I think going into my turn 4, I had like a Terminator and like Trajan and 2 Wardens left on the table, and was just like, hey, great game. That was a lot of fun, but I can't come back. But in that game, I do remember Valerian holding a spot pretty well. And I remembered his turn a save to a 6 rule, which is what you're going to use. You're not going to turn a wound roll, or maybe you would. You're not going to change a hit. You might change a wound roll if you really think one more is going to kill a big character or something. So it was a fun game. Again, I got my butt kicked. It says right here the final score was 33-63. And I wouldn't doubt that. But I didn't score it. I didn't even like start to put in my turn 4, so there's a little bit of discrepancy there. But yeah, getting better with my Custodes. But the whole point of this is being the only change in my list since Space Marines. Since the data slate points changes is I changed to Valerian and added 2 Terminators. So I ran 2 squads of 3 Terminators, which I actually really enjoyed. Having those units be a little bit heftier, a little bit more substantial, was really nice. Okay, I have how many hands do I have? How many like actual Power Fist chassis do I have? 2 actual arms. Yeah, 2. 1, 2. And I've got a handful of Power Fist backs and a handful of Chain Fist backs. So I don't think I want to pre-assemble any of them, because I think I'd like to have the option. Because they're also not the most kit bashable arms, because they're Terminator arms, but you know, you can always cut them off at the elbow and use them that way, or just use them as scatter terrain on, you know, night bases if I wasn't doing very sterile night bases, maybe at some point. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna pre-assemble any of that. I think I will do a couple things. I think I'll actually grab that Terminator squad and scatter some, what should I call it? Scatter some of these extra purity seals and stuff around. Yeah, let me start there, and then we can decide. These 5 guys. Let's also grab the chapter. Let's look at the chapter master first. I do have a little quad plate that fell off at some point that I'm going to reattach first, just so I don't forget. Who's missing? You're missing. And of course, I think we're going to make a very lavish chapter master. I've gone back and forth, and I'm starting to solidify his story and understanding who my mysterious ancient chapter master is. I'm starting to understand who he might be and what his values might be, and I think I've decided. Oh, where are my tweezers? I don't think I've decided. I have decided he is going to bring some of the lavishness of the Emperor's children to my... Currently, I'm still calling them the Sons of the Phoenix, but that piece doesn't look like it quite fits, does it? Well, kind of have a way I could check. Let's see. He's got left heel popped. Oh, yeah, that isn't where that one goes. So it doesn't really want to sit on there. I've got a plain one here, got another plain one there. Might fit better. Let's try this one. My neighbors. My chapter master, yes. I'm just gonna lean into being a very flowery and lavish chapter. Don't start expecting a lore video about them anytime soon. I'm still deciding on exactly what format I want to release lore in. I love the little short style, almost cinematic narrative things people do, so I'm contemplating trying to do something like that. I'm probably going to start with my Custodes when I do lore videos anyway, because their lore is a lot more set, because they're my first army, so they're the first lore. Yeah, that one fits better. It's the first army I wrote lore for. But yeah, this guy, if you're not familiar, he is my chapter master. He is my Leviathan box Terminator captain, whose left hand is magnetized, so he can take a storm shield, which is illegal, or his storm bolter, and does have a custom spear that is a relic from the Great Crusade. Particular lore on that spear will definitely involve the Custodes, because it is built out of Custodes parts, and so has Custodes iconography on it. Both the Quillon here on the butt spike and the Quillons on the actual blades are, the double-headed eagle of the Imperial Aquila. One of the details I wish I could do, and wish I trusted myself to do, would be to resculpt the Aquila on his chest from being the winged skull of the 40k era Astartes and the kind of Aquila pattern armor on, into being the double-headed eagle of the Imperial sigil and the Emperor's children. However, it kind of makes sense in his lore that he would have desecrated that iconography out of shame, given that he is a loyalist Emperor's children, and all of his brethren, well, disgraced the trust that sigil carried. I definitely think he needs a little bit more zhuzhing up, and again, I want him to be very unique. So that's why he's not primed. That's why he's not glued to his base. It's because he's gonna gonna be a while until the actual build of this character is finished. Because I want to take my time with him. Because he's my chapter master. He is my man, my main guy. My sergeant, because that's the other guy who could use some extra. Could he? He could use another touch or two. I think this very nice double purity seal. It's gonna go on the chapter master somewhere. Probably shouldn't be holding him by his iron halo. Probably not off his belt. Maybe off of his right pauldron. Off the back of his right pauldron? Pull it off the sprue and see. See what inspiration strikes. Don't hate that coming off the back there. Could also bring it off that side, which is definitely more visible. We could bring it like off where his little capelet connects. That might be, but that's not gonna sit like with the folds of the cape well. It's not sculpted counter to that, so it kind of needs to hang off on its own. Go there. I might go there, genuinely. It's also gonna look weird if I like tack it off the top of his carapace, top of his armor. Tuck it up in here. Ooh, actually that doesn't look too bad. Off the belt there. Let's go with that. That feels like the right answer. That feels like a much better answer than hiding it around his back. It's gonna be a kind of fragile connection because there's a lot of void right there, but it's definitely where it wants to live. Just have to figure out the details of how it wants to live there. The answer is probably going to involve some slightly more substantial adhesive, i.e. probably some super glue. Also just hanging it. Just giving it a push back in there. Yeah, that's exactly where that thing wants to live. Ooh, not there. Go back. Heavy bolter out. The heavy bolter, the storm bolter out of the way. Ooh, I would love to be able to like have him one hand wield a heavy bolter. That would be awesome. Or a captain model with an assault cannon. I dig it. But no, GW likes taking options away from their players right now. All just little guys who can't handle a complicated rule set, apparently. Yeah, this is gonna look good. What I might need to do is, I think I have some sprue goo somewhere. It's probably the right tool for the job. Hey, thanks for whoever's dropping the little emotes. first time I've noticed that, so thanks. I would love to start getting some custom stuff going for the channel, so if you're liking the content, don't forget to share it with your friends. Don't forget to make sure you like the stream, say hi in the chat, make sure the stream's a little active. Convince YouTube I'm worth watching. Oh, look at that. That is exactly where that wanted to live. Look how perfect. Amazing. Excuse me. Sorry, my nose is itching. It is dry in New England. Maybe the sergeant needs one of these little medallions. I've got 3 of them. I have 2 more of the streamer. Hey, thanks, Onyx. Speaking of, I need to talk to you off stream. I have ideas. About the bomb I dropped in the council group chat the other day. Very excited. Much fun. Big wow. Trying to look. So I've got these 2 kind of charactery Terminators. I'm trying to decide. Our spear guy, our chapter master. Let's give him his shield for a second, because that's the way I like him better. Ooh, we could put some extra stuff on his shield. His shield's pretty extra already. I'm also pretty sure this helmet right here, which is the sergeant, so it's got the sergeant skull with the bigger Oculus piece. Right now, that's the best head I have for the chapter master, though I still would like something other than the kind of classic Terminator helm. I like this little round guy, which we've already got that going. All right, so let's find a spot for this little medallion on our sergeant, because we've got the round medallion on his little pauldron shield. We like some repeated usage of theme. Obviously hanging off the belt, never a bad option. We could hang it off his bolter. That might be spicy. We could also hang it off of his sword, which is actually this model's original sword because it's chunkier. So we could put it. It's also not straight. But it's honestly not that noticeable that the sword's not straight unless you look at it at this profile and you realize that the handle kind of goes whoop boop boop through his hand. But sitting there, it looks great. So maybe I don't want to draw extra attention to the sword, because the sword's gonna have enough attention as is. We could come off of his wrist. His bolter. Even though I know the intention is to put these charms off the waist, it doesn't feel like the right choice right now. I'm liking the wrist, actually. I'm liking just off here. We're gonna go with that. Stay. There we go. a little extra ornamentation for our sergeant. Always nice. I think that's gonna look very nice, just hanging off his bolter head. Extra for him. And I don't have any plain purity seals. They all are these kind of clasped metal style purity shields, which again, Terminators, veterans of the chapter, it kind of fits. His right shoulder is begging for something. What do we got? We've got 2 more purity seals on this sprue. 2 more little medallions. What's in the bits box though? Because I know there's some stuff in the bits box that I haven't touched. Let's go hunt. Holsters. There's a nice little clasp. The little belt, doohickeys, more belt doohickeys, pistols, the little bullet insignias. Actually, I might take one of those. This guy was definitely our DACA boy of the squad, because we went with the rocket launcher. We're gonna give him similar. We're gonna give him one of these little bullet medallions coming off the side of his storm bolter, but I think we're gonna put it up here, not off his wrist. I'm sure someone out there can tell me what the meaning of all these little accessories is supposed to be. Because I don't know. That feels right. Give him a little indication of ranged weapon affinity. That's a nice piece. There's an aspect. Got one of these little like bone holder pieces. I think it's to like honor a fallen brother. So maybe let's go with this guy because he draws attention. We're gonna have him remembering one of his fallen brothers, maybe a former member of this squad. And we're gonna have him hanging off because I think these little things are supposed to be like a bit of bone from a fallen brother, from a fallen battle brother that you carry with yourself for remembrance and honor and all that jazz, which I'm tempted to lean into again for this chapter. Be very reverent and honorable, but value the deeds of those who have come before. All right, let's get a purity seal on this guy, because again, I was saying his shoulder was begging for one. That's got like the purity seal in the middle of it. That's got more. We'll go with this one. This one's calling my name. This is always a fun bit of the building process for me, is going through and customizing all of them, which is also why I like kit bashing unique models, which actually I think I have most of my Space Marines at least primed. I could Zenithal the ones. Ooh, shoot, okay, there it is. So they'd be more visible, but the one I'm most proud of at the moment actually is my Combi Weapon Lieutenant Proxy, because I really don't like the model that came in the Leviathan box. I don't like Infernus Marines either, so you will see neither of those Leviathan sculpts show up in my army, but the Leviathan Marines are still perfectly good Space Marine torsos to kit bash on. So I took one of them and I made my own combi weapon with it. He's over here somewhere. Gotta find him because they're all black. Yeah, here we go. Realized no one in my army had a chainsword, so we pulled the chainsword off my Gravis captain and gave it to him. And then grabbed the Infernus Marine, obviously with the flamer, and was drawing his knife. And then gave him a Heavy Intercessor's backpack with the extra little sensor array, since his whole thing is lots of kind of weak melee attacks and picking out a target. So I think it fits quite well, and is actually a model I'm kind of excited to paint. So maybe he'll get up on the painting bench before too long. Him and the Daredeo Dreadnought are the next two Space Marines I am actually quite excited to paint. So that guy got a Purity Seal. Okay, I think that's enough extra adornment for those Marines. He's already got 2 Pauldron Shields, and they're like sculpted. I remember they're like sculpted to his arm, so it's gonna be hard. I've got these 2, which are more innate than the ones he has. I'd love to swap one. Oh, I guess I could put this or this. Let's put this on one of his Pauldron Shields, because that'll basically do the same thing. And then let's leave our Chapter Master be for the night. Fall. Need my cutting board for a second so I can trim this. I'd love to flatten out this back, but don't think I can hold on to it good enough to do that. No, I'm not gonna. I don't trust myself to do that too well. So, looking at this right one. Very, very bold detail on that, but I like it. Hey, and it's the same we've got there. Perfect. So we got some repetition. Alright. These boys are looking suitably fancy. We'll leave our Chapter Master in sight. And let's finish stripping down these spruce, because I would love to at least get, because I've got another grot tank that I printed this week that is in pieces. I would love to at least like get the spruce done and get that cleaned up, and maybe address this guy who is going to involve me painting a bust, which is going to be fun. Because I mean, I saw this Wah dog. Let me pull up the reference for him, because I just had to have him for the army. Oh, come on. Word, dang it. There you go. I want my mouse work. There we go. again, ooh, maybe not in this stream. There's usually links to Gear Guts Mech Shop in my stream because I talk about his stuff absolutely all the time. Of course not. Come on. You know you want to. Just do the thing. Let us see the thing. Firefox. There we go. This guy. Such a fun model. Big ol' orc mech with a big old gun. Like, not attached to him, just like a big old mech holding a gun. With an orc boy peeking out the lid. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, that one's gotta go in. That one's gotta go in the army. So, would love to get him built today. Probably won't because I still have to clean him up and it's the gun I have to clean up, and I might actually phone a friend and see if I can't get that reprinted in resin because it's kind of, I'm pretty sure I've already broken it in one place that I think is fixable, and I think if I break it more, it's just not going to be a good time. So, we'll see how that goes. But, you know. Again, we'll see. We'll see. Let's free some heavy weapons up. These I am going to clean up a good bit because I will not see the sprue joints next time I look at these. No matter how obvious I think they are now. I will at some point. Maybe it will be a captain model, might be a tech marine model. I love the Terminator assault cannon. This bit is definitely going to be used by someone. Don't know who, don't know when. I think I built this Terminator squad on stream, but even if I didn't, I remember debating back and forth, like, what heavy weapons guy should we add in? And I was torn between the assault cannon and the missile launcher. And I went with the missile launcher because I was like, I feel like it'd be funny to have one guy who just in particularly really dislikes, like, the armies I end up playing against most are Tyranids and Orcs, so maybe there's just a guy who really dislikes, like, Orc mechs, like my Knights. I was like, you know what? I've almost been killed by Orc vehicles a couple enough times, or I've almost been killed by big bugs a couple enough times that I'm gonna be the guy who, like, despite orders, carries a chain fist and packs the missile launcher, because I'm not about to be crushed by big stuff again. So we have him in that squad, and I thought that was a very fun kind of caricature to have in there, just for flavor, give the squads a different feel. Also running the crack profile on the missiles with the librarian with possible sustained hits would just be fun. Oh, what is it? I have it right here. Yeah. 2 shots at strength 9, AP minus 2, d6 damage. Like, a couple times that might spike up to 3 or 4 hits. Like, be funny, be fun, be interesting. And again, some model's gonna get this heavy flamer because it looks really good. Again, I'm just not a huge flamer fan. On infantry, I think the Land Raider Redeemer is just too much fun, and especially for 10th edition, I will be building one because they're just fun. Big tank with big flamethrowers. Big fun. But no, I'm not a huge fan of flamers on infantry. It's like the only reason I'm not just building salamanders, because, like, let's be honest, salamanders are some of the, if not the superior Space Marines. Then my little Dark Angel's heart just dies a little bit with me saying that. In fact, that Jagatai Khan is one of my favorite Primarchs, and whatever. The Khan's probably the Primarch I'm most excited to come back to the 41st millennium. I think he is going to be a very interesting character to reintroduce to the story, especially given how outspoken and independent he was when the Emperor was active and, you know, relevant. Oh, now I'm speaking heresy. It must be Monday. But be interesting, because genuinely Gilliman's return was a lovely, lovely narrative. Very, very cool addition to the setting. And I hate to say it, I think the Lion's return was less of a impactful change to the narrative and to the setting. I think it's cool. I think he was the obvious next pick. It's the only one who's, like, alive and in hand, because everyone else disappeared elsewhere. And yes, I'm aware that Leman Russ is the most likely one to come back. But I think for me it's between the Khan. It's probably the Khan is the one whose resurgence I am most looking forward to. Just because I think he's the one who's most likely to be outspoken against the Imperium, like, directly. I think the Lion is a little too willing to just be like, well, this is bullshit, but okay, point me to a battlefield, you know. I am a weapon to be wielded by the Imperium kind of approach, whereas Gilliman is very politically minded and aware of the setting and of the situation enough that he's trying to work within the system. But I think the Khan would just pop out of, I think he's in the webway chasing down some elves. So I think the Khan's the most likely to just, like, pop back in and go, yo, this is bullshit. Let's start changing this now. So, yeah. Yeah. Lore rant. Okay, is there anything else I want to assemble off these sprues, or do I just want to get to sorting? I think I just want to get to sorting. I don't know why I have two of these, like, front panels for the Terminator armor. I don't know why. We will take extra bits in a kit. We will always take extra bits in a kit. But I'm just gonna sort this out. Weapons. Cauldron. Freebly. And a Govan. Govan with tassels. I will definitely be retrofitting some more Govans onto my monopose Terminator squad. But going to involve painting the gubbins off of the models and then affixing them to the models. Heads. It's kind of bad. I think the Scissors of Silence heads are all here, but all the Custodians and Space Marine heads are all lumped together. Which, I mean, I'm obviously fine with it because I'm doing it, but I almost never use a head that doesn't have a helmet on it on an actual model. So most of these heads are never going to be used unless they're being used for like set dressing. But yeah, just holding on to them because I can. This melee weapon. Melee weapon. Queen's brew. Queen's brew. Queen's brew. Whee! Okay. Melee weapon. Give me 1 second, chat. Sorry about that, chat. I needed to help my roommate for a second. Thanks for sticking around. It's a little hectic up in here. We just got a message that our live with coworker, our office, our studio is shutting down for the day tomorrow because of the storm that's blowing through. So she's got all sorts of hyper focus going on. I mean, it's been all day, but yeah. That's the way things go sometimes. Sometimes you just need a little help. Ooh, I don't have. That's sister's arms. That's Custode's arms. That's sister's body parts. I don't have leg bits. I have arm bits. I have melee weapons. I have ranged weapons. I have weapon gubbins and gubbins, which I could probably combine, but I do have an empty spot. I don't know really how many leg bits I'll get, but we'll put leg bits there for now. Why do I have spare greaves? Why do I have so many spare parts for home? Oh, no. Oh, I just broke off someone's arm. 4. Okay. I'm second guessing my build on this squad. Oh no! It was our heavy weapon guy's arm that popped off. Very cleanly though. Just must not have been too much contact. Thought this shoulder was slightly awkwardly posed. Let's see if we can do better. Yeah. Okay. Nope, they've all got legs and pauldrons. Wow. Spare parts. Cool. We'll take spare parts. We will always take spare parts. Can I just make that like other armor? Pauldrons are here. I'm gonna make that other armor. So pauldrons and greaves and other bits. And they can be separate and easier to dig through than it being in with the miscellaneous arms. It's just a shoulder. His hand has been taken. And that's just a forearm. Yeah. And that's just another forearm. I've done some surgery. And then that's also where these chest plates can go. So this will go in the melee weapons. This hand will go in the melee weapons file because it is a powered fist. Or a chain fist. That's where I would look for it. Not just a normal Terminator arm. Chunk. Clean sprue. One more sprue. Clean sprue. Is that 2 things done? It's 1 thing. Oh, we cleaned up all the sprues. Still. Progress. We cleaned up all the sprues. We sorted all the bits. And we had some details to some Terminators, including our honored chapter master. So now, this case is awesome. I got it at Home Depot, if you're wondering. It is actually double-sided, so over here, I have all the bits for my orcs, including the autocannons from my Daredeo Dreadnought, because they will be going on a orc mech. Just not this one, because when I scaled this guy up, he's just looking a little too wimpy for him, but for, you know, maybe. We'll be looking at that one, but for one, so, because, again, super cool, definitely worth holding on to. Daredeo Dreadnought bits and orc bits, including my Gretchen. Yes. So here's one of my first weapon swaps, which is, I think this is just a knob out of the old classic boys box with a Guardian Sentinel blade, sorry, and there's, I think that's the Runner. But again, a lot less orc bits because I've collected a lot less orcs. You know, have all the weapon options in all the world because they always come with so many extra weapon options. Rocket. What's this? Squig. Don't know from which kit, but Squig. So yeah, oh no, those aren't Space Marine gubbins, those are orc gubbins. Where are the orc gubbins places? Ooh. Some of these actually might be useful here in a second. Tweezers. Please. Okay. I've thought about putting, at minimum, a single grot on every Orc Knight, every Stompawa model, just so I can say that every model has GW plastic on them. Every model is kit bash. Hey Wrestlers, how you doing? Finally made it back. I also finally made it back. I have been MIA for almost 2 weeks. And will probably be MIA some more, but you know, I'm here tonight. I'll be here. Definitely be here sometime tomorrow. We'll figure it out. Okay. Let's put the Terminators back up. Do not need them. I'm gonna grab this guy, because his shoulder cannon popped off. And I just might, that makes sense why I haven't seen you online. No, I've not been online much at all. It happens. The day job gets in the way. Day jobs get in the way. But yeah, probably a bit of both, to be honest. Tomorrow, I am half tempted to just take the plunge and try to paint this guy tomorrow. Now, don't hold me to it, because I might chicken out. That's very tempting. But as part of that, I need his arms to have just a little bit more retention. Do we dare play with magnets for a minute? there try to magnetize the shoulder cannon, which I'm very tempted. I originally had the shoulder cannon posed very like low over his shoulder, but it's popped off a couple times now, and I'm really tempted to just give it like a indirect fire kind of attitude. Kind of like it. Or magnet. Magnet could be fun. And then I can paint him in some sub-assemblies. Let's play with magnets. Let's just do it. Pen vise. No tweezers would probably be helpful. What I'm really digging for is this little black box, so I can get a fresh Exacto Belade. Yeah, because that guy does not have a tip on him. So, how do I want to do this? To quote the legendary Matt Mercer. Starting to run out of these magnets. Probably gonna need to get some more before the next large night I make. Honestly, having these magnets centered would be really nice. So, think so. Thought that would be too good to be true. Thoughts on Data Slate? I did a stream, I think the night it came out, about it. Good changes. I actually played my first game against Eldar a couple days later, last weekend, or two Sundays ago. Yeah, World Eaters, the World Eaters nerf feels out of pocket, feels unnecessary. I think they did the wrong nerf for Eldar. I think they should have made because I didn't like comprehend it until I played against it, and it was like, oh, you just get to reroll all of your anti-tank hits and wounds. Cool. I think the Eldar, should have gotten reroll hit or wound for their, I think it's their detachment rule. I like the Custodes changes. I think that's exactly what we could have hoped for my golden boys. We got our dev wound save back, which was really the only thing hurting us, and everything else was pretty chill. This is how I can do this. Nerfs there. Space Marines having very little change was interesting to me. I don't really have that much of an opinion, like Codex Space Marines. The whole Dark Angels thing is odd. That they just like didn't comment on the fact that the Codex doesn't really exist right now, and so they didn't actually give us points values to use. But yeah, World Eaters did not need that nerf, did not deserve that nerf. I think, what else was I thinking? Chaos Knights getting points cuts kind of across the board was very, very interesting. For me at least, a very welcome surprise. sorry, pardon me. I'm trying to fairly carefully find center on this circle. Using an X-Acto knife as a scribe is less than ideal. Especially when your primer's good and you can. Oh, actually, I can see where the finger is there. I think the fact that the ruling on the Trajan ability, you can't modify this unit's characteristics. The fact that that ended up being one of the more powerful interpretations of that rule was very interesting. That I did not expect. Trying to think what else stood out to me on the data slate. Yeah, a couple nonsensical things. Yeah, the Eldar buff or nerf, the Eldar nerf was weird. I don't think that was the right nerf or the necessarily a deserved nerf, because like that's the cooler of their abilities, and it's just gonna make Eldar players a little resentful of Sisters players now, because now they're just getting punished for the number of fate dice they had. But no, I'm happy with my Custodes, my Space Marines. Ironically, some of the Space Marines I do have, i.e. Stern Guard, Heavy Intercessors, some of the characters I have did get cheaper, so I don't have 2,000 points of Space Marines anymore, and now have just under 2,000 points of Space Marines, so I can't run Space Marines right now, which is a little frustrating, but not the end of the world. Yeah, that's kind of all I retained. I'm not one to try to keep track of the entire game, because well, there's people with a lot more experience to make content on that stuff, and I just can't be bothered to put that much brain power in, to be honest. So that's kind of my approach there. I do remember thinking someone else deserved a change, and then being confused that why I didn't see it. I don't know. Again, I looked at it for the first time on stream. There's a VOD in the channel, so you can go check that out. If you really want to know all of my opinions on the things that I actually looked at. Yeah. I dropped it. I just dropped a drill bit. Oh, sitting on it. I love how the second thing I went to do on this stream that is supposed to be about cleaning up my workbench is not helping clean up my workbench. So we'll magnetize the boy that we might be playing with tomorrow, and then we'll build this grot tank, and then we'll address this little knight if I still have the spoons to keep streaming. With the knowledge that I'm probably going to do a pretty long stream tomorrow, probably earlier in the day, because there's a chance I still have to work tomorrow night. We don't know yet, so shall find out. Well, actually, let's see. Any messages on here? No. Alright, as far as I know, we can't stream tomorrow night. We can stream tomorrow during the day, which is probably going to be shit for my audience, but I know I have some viewers from across the pond. Maybe they'll get to catch one of my streams for once. Wednesday. No, Tuesday tomorrow. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm gonna be really glad I magnetized this dude's arms, especially his right arm, because the claw is gonna be nice and crumpy. And again, then we can have a little posability in this back cannon, which is not gonna be a bad thing. Just have to stick some blue tack over the things while I paint him. I just have to treat these two sides kind of independently for this back cannon, so we'll start here. Mark center. Pin vise. Start small. Oh, this means I'm gonna have to break out the milliput, isn't it? Dang. But genuinely, I'm kind of excited to paint this guy. I think I did a poll. If you haven't voted in the poll, go check the, as I do the exact same thing. Go over to my channel, hit the community tab. Purple is winning by a hefty margin. So if you don't want this guy to be purple, the other options I put up are blue and orange. If you don't want him to be purple, go drop a vote, because otherwise, boy's gonna get painted purple tomorrow. It means purple with magenta highlights, which I think is going to be quite lovely. How can we tell if you paint him purple though? Okay, yes, for the meme, he'll be a sneaky one. He is a despoiler, or desporkable. Desporkular? I made a pun. Desporkiller. Desporkiller. He's a knight desporkiller. Wow, that is... I don't think I had said that out loud. That is freaking awful to say out loud. So him being a little sneaky is not the end of the world. Being a little sneaky beaky. Next question. Can I just use drill bits? So I am sorry to have to kill your orky immersion, but yeah, you're gonna be able to see them. Cause I want my orcs to be colorful. Dang it. Yeah, I'm just not gonna bother with my power tool bits. We're just gonna go at it with the knife. No. Give us a more uneven edge though, which hypothetically is better for glue. Plenty of space to play with too, so it'll be just fine. Also, I don't care what color you're painted. If you're this freaking huge, you're not stealthy. Okay, I don't care how much people insist that warhounds are scouts titans. It's like an oxymoron. Sneaky dog. I mean, like, who am I to comment on the mastery of technology that is the Omnissiah? But like, come on. Or even the genius that is. I still haven't leaked my war boss's name, have I? Ha ha ha. It's not Orchimedes. Though, lore-wise, he's definitely Orchimedes' rival. It's a contemporary of Demek Lord. Because, oh my gosh, if you think I don't want that new Uftak, if you don't think I don't want that new Uftak Titan Smasher model, you're just wrong. I want one bad. I just bought a totally legitimate, made out of resin. Jeez. Yeah. I'm assuming not off GW, because I hope you didn't just take out a second mortgage on your house for a model. I hope it's not a scam. I hope it's legit, because that would be very, very cool. And I hope it comes in good condition, and you don't have to spend a week just getting the parts to be in the right shape so you can build the dang thing. Oh, that's a great fit. All right, we're gonna keep. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. No. My finger's just gonna be a little gross tonight. It's fine. Totally legit. Wink. Made out of GW. I mean, hope it's a good deal. Hope it's a good sale, because it's a very, very cool model. If I had to buy one, I personally would probably go for the War Bringer, the one with the big old cannon on his back. Is that the Nemesis Dreadnought? Not Nemesis Dreadnought, Nemesis Titan. You know what I'm talking about. That's the one I like the look of the most. If I was just gonna have one for a display piece, I'd go that way. But I do like the fact you can actually run an army with a warhammer. In fact, I watched a Morty and Glory video where he took one with some of his guard, of course, to a tournament and did not have bad. And granted, he talked a bit in his video about how it was a very light-hearted tournament, everyone taking kind of their big centerpiece just for fun things. You know, there was a guy who ran like 2 monoliths, and a guy who run Catan spam, and a guy who run like rolled eaters with like 7 models. Like Angron, the named, or a couple of the greater demons, and a Lord of Skulls or two. Just like ridiculousness. I would have way too. I mean, this is the army I would take to that tournament, of course. It'd be so much fun. I would love to go to a tournament like that. I would have a blast, an absolute blast. I'm gonna put a little bead of milliput down in this cannon so that this magnet has a bit more support and stability and grip around it. And then we'll also hit it with some super glue. And we'll get the magnet in on his backpack, and then we'll do the ones for his shoulders. Oh, it's already 9 o'clock. I started late, so I'm not going to cut us off at 2 hours. I'm probably just going to go until I'm tired, because ironically, I don't have to be at work in the morning. So, if we can get some extra watch time in and appease the fifth chaos god, known simply as the algorithm, it's a good night. Which, speaking of the algorithm, if you haven't, go check out my link tree, which is in the description. Make sure you're following my Instagram, and I just linked my TikTok, which is not branded the same, because back a while ago, I think this was after I stopped doing Nerf YouTube things. It's like, I think I started right around the time I was graduating, so I was getting bored. I started doing like D&D TikTok things, and so it's mostly that, and it's I think a lot of I'm back on there and enjoying that because I'm getting interested in D&D again. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, check that out there. A lot of those shorts that I'm gonna be making moving forward, I've already thumbnailed, bookmarked a handful of Warhammer things I want to do and make, so those will get shared around, and probably some of the non-Warhammer ones too will show up on. Ooh, that just came all the way out. A little premature there, huh? Some of the shorts will show up here on YouTube as well, because it seems that you guys like the goofy shorts better than the stream outtakes, which is totally legitimate. I am very inclined to agree with you. It just means I can't post a short every day. So that's the way the news goes sometimes, though. That magnet's probably in there super solid, so we're gonna leave him there. We're gonna address his torso. This broke off. It seems to have taken some of the layers with it, so this is probably a really good choice just for the longevity of this join. There'll, well, one, be a built-in failure point now, and two, it won't just keep tearing away at the wall of this print. Doesn't mean I need to get some plastic out. But it's also kind of crumbling. So okay, now I'm really glad I'm magnetizing this bit, because I think if I had glued that again, it would have snapped the next time one of the cats looked at the model with a little bit of mischievous intent. Okay. mischievous intent. Oop. Need the one, just the one, thanks. Make sure this is, yep. That way. Get a good portion of this mushed out the way. Let's see where this is going. Get that seated in there, just like that. Sit him on his side like that. Encourage the super glue to seep down in those crevices. Still got a good pinch of melee pot. Good. Gonna need more, but that's a future problem. Let's do this side first. Center back out. Go to a bigger drill bit now. Just bore this hole out so we have a good starting point. Whoa. Thought I heard just something shifting here. But I didn't. I don't think I did. Go. Yep. I think it is a little bit worth it. To step up with the pin vise just a little bit more. Because again, the more centered I can make these shoulder magnets. Dare we use power tools? I think we do dare use power tools. Don't try this at home, kids. I would definitely not do this with non 3D printed sheep to replace models. Crank the torque on this guy down. I wish I had a speed control, but my finger will have to do. See it break through and pull the drill deeper in. Eesh. It's a little scary. I've come this far. Oh, come on. Step up again. drywall on some of these bits. When was the last time I used this drill set? Oop, that one's biting. There we go, slow. Oh. Eesh. Alright. That's gotta get me at least like 80% there. Oh. That's a little spooky. Using power tools on. Try to keep the polarity kind of consistent. Oh, that's the other reason why. It's the base wall, so it's thick. Just how far do I have to step up to actually hit this? 2 more? See, those are the drywall drill bits, though. Hey. How bold am I tonight, chat? How willing am I to use power tools? Oh, see, that one's already loose. I think I just use these last drill bits as pen vices, just in my hand. I won't feel so sketched out, but I'll get better holes faster and cleaner than with the X-Acto knife. Yep, this should do it. That sure is nice and quick. Hard to argue with that. Oh, that's such a good tight fit. No one clip me when I say things like that. You get me in so much trouble. Taking me out of context. Are these glued together? Oh, no. There we go. Okay. I know. I wasn't aware of it, and then it hit me, and I was like, "Oh crap! Someone's gonna take that out of context and get me in trouble with somebody." Oh, I just spilled super glue all over my hand. Ah! I'm gonna go wash my hand because that's bad. that's gonna lock me up. I'll be back again. Jesus Christ, one of the cats has the zoomies in a half. They are just sprinting up and down the hallway. It is ridiculous. So, alright, we're getting that in. So now, so tell me now, the same love and how we get out. And that's how I get myself in trouble with more copyright strikes. This is where these joints are where we're going to want more milliput. There's going to be a lot more empty space behind these walls. So the infill is going to be more open. So we went from this to Joy. Behave. We're just gonna use these bits as pin places because that's less nerve-wracking. This is a little small. Get good torque behind. You know, it does the job that easily and that quickly. Who am I to complain? Chat, we just found a cheat code for magnetizing. Use drill bits, not knives. Even though that did kind of just tear up that wall right there. Oh, and I just cut into the wall there. Trying to clean it up. Maybe I should print with more sidewalls. Because, geez, that's just flaking away. Alright, let's get some milliput in this situation. That is just, wow. Okay, yep. Right after, I'm going to do it now before I forget. Where is Bamboo Studio? We're going to go... Create new project, mini standard, strength, 4 wall loops. Save. from now on. An extra wall. Because that was kind of shockingly easy to just burst right through. Fine. Okay, so we need that way. Oh, that way. I'm gonna want more milliput than that. Yeah. So I guess this is gonna open up the opportunity for me to run this model as other things. Like I could print him up another melee weapon option, run him as a rampager. Print him up another ranged weapon option and run him with I think you can actually run the despoiler with any two weapons. So I think I can run him up another ranged weapon option and run him, you know, battle cannon, Gatling cannon. Ooh, that'd be fun. Because I do plan on running him with the battle cannon. It is quite the spicy profile. Because that's how I currently have him marked up. But I don't know. We'll see. Again, it's also all proxy, so I can just try something new every game until I find a weapon I like. Yeah. Probably not be using my good nippers to install these magnets right on top of super glue. That is why I grabbed tweezers. So I grabbed cheap tweezers that I didn't care about. Oh, come back. Boy. Oh, that went in too deep. That's maybe a problem. Just be a problem. Actually, seems to hold just fine. That one is a little proud, so the actual gap must not be too bad, and the friction fit was pretty good to begin with, so let's just try to clean this guy up and then let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. I'm just singing all sorts of stuff tonight, huh? Ooh. I did use those buttons. So right now we've got a shoulder cannon. Oh, that's so nice and satisfying. And arm cannon. Really like having that a little more secure in wherever it's articulated, even if it is still a little loose. I would like to get that magnet to be less recessed. Pulling on it with magnetism is the only thing I can kind of do right now. Can't really get something in under. Don't have anything thinner than that. If his shoulder gets ugly, it means that it doesn't matter, especially if it makes this more secure. A little tear out right there. It could be just fine. Yeah, that's better. So we're gonna just boop. Okay. Clean it up later. I'll let this sit. Let it be. Let it sit. Arm. Knifey. And the center poke. Boop, center poke. Little guy. That bottom layer is thick. So wear through it, I guess. A bunch of passes. Making it. Oh, there it goes. That bit hard. My hands are gonna not be strong enough. All right. Drill. We're back in business for one more cut tonight. There we go. Next guy up. Clean up. Jeez. Next guy up. Ended up boring out the infill quite a bit deeper on this arm. Shame. Just means we'll apply more putty that hole. Why did I do this to myself? That way. This way. Yep, that way. Oy. Shit. Ah! Magnets have a mind of their own. Yep. Okay. One more magnet to place. Then we can get back to cleaning the desk. Which, you know, was the goal for tonight. My voice is definitely getting tired. Oof. Dry air really is not helping my voice. And the fact that I'm just streaming alone. Gotta get a co-host one of these days. Someone who can do half the talking. Oh, I'm not gonna use the drill on this sidewall. That's gonna tear. That's gonna rip and tear. End up being like a track off the Dune Eternal soundtrack. And I mean, jeez, I'm a dork. Yeah. I was about to say, this guy is a card-carrying member of the BFG squad. Oh, you're calling out for blood for the blood god, and milk for the cornflakes. This one's a little messy. Amazing. Oh, I have to make some more milliput. I was really hoping I wasn't gonna have to mix anymore, but I do. Let's put some drill bits away before my fingers get any more gross, and I'll drop them all over everywhere. The magnets will help me pick them up. Oh, and now some of them are magnetized. That's lovely. That was like on cue. I'm assuming you were reacting as a Road Eaters player, not as a Doom fan. Which, if you don't know, the Doom Eternal soundtrack that you can listen to on Spotify, and probably other places, is an absolute banger album to listen to. So next time you're in the gym, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Eight skulls out of 8. Sorry. Have to speak your language. I said 8 out of 8 because 8 is Korn's number. As in, out of Korn's number, I gave it a full score. You main barbarians in D&D, don't you? It's a very direct through line. Barbarian mains too. It's the holy number. What more do you want from me? Druid, actually? That's hilarious. What would the Druid... What's the Druid connection? What's the Druid faction in Warhammer? I mean, Exodite elves. Obviously. But of an actual player, okay, that makes sense. I'm very partial to paladins myself, and you wonder why I play Imperium armies for the most part. Though, actually, I DM. I main NPCs. Adar are all 3D that, see, like, that's awesome. Like the it's the old, I guess now it's the old world range. Is it the wood elves that let you run treants and stuff with them? And again, just Exodite elves, so you can run dinosaurs and shit. I always thought that was a cool aesthetic to lean into. Alright, so the boy is magneted. We'll let that super glue set, then we'll put his arms on. Oh, spare milliput. Oh, you know how I can use you. I can backfill this dude's foot a little bit. I took this guy off the base I painted him on because, you know, want an interesting base for him. I tore his foot apart, so let's give him a bit of a platform so I can glue him onto his real base. Once my primer comes in the mail, Monument, waiting. Because I want to base these boys who I've painted that look so cool. Oh, I'm trying not to get this blade all dirty. Brand new X-Acto blade. There's a little bit of use for this. I've still got a good portion. Well, guess it's waste. That's a shame. It's a good beat of milliput. The Avatar of Kane is genuinely a very gorgeous model. The actual GW model is absolutely gorgeous. Not that I have any interest in being an Eldar player, but it would definitely be one on my list to not proxy. Okay, I'm gonna put this guy off on his shelf to set overnight. Alright, let's build this little guy. I'm gonna need some reference image. So now I pulled him off the printer. I couldn't quite figure out his orientation of things. So, have a base. I think I got this model of Colts 3D. Which is ironic. I think I printed this model a day or two after Gear Guts published his first set of, or at least his most recent set of Grot Tank models. So my streak of just using his models ends with my Grot Tanks. But that's fine. I'm sure he'll understand. I'm actually playing WoW right now, playing a human warrior named Karn. To be fair, he is the only good World Eaters character. Yep, no, that seems like a pretty happy day for you. Genuinely, Karn is a lovely character. Just the more I learn about him, the more interesting he is. He's wonderfully complex and tortured, and all the good things. And the fact that he is a betrayer is just 30k Karn is tragic. 40k Karn is just such a just fallen, individuals just fallen into such deep despair and shame over what he and his brethren have become. It's again, lovely character. As funny as it would be to have this wheel spin, well, it might let him wiggle a little bit on the base, which would be cute. Nah, I don't care. I don't care. I thought about it. It's gonna be extra movement and an extra point of failure. I'd rather just seal this guy up and make it so I don't have to worry about my almost useless chaff unit that will probably end up scoring me more points than any other individual unit in this army, because tactical secondaries are the way the God Emperor intended the game to be played. Am I right? And nothing feels worse than drawing cleanse. Cleanse is, without a doubt, my least favorite secondary objective. 40k Karn is mostly kill, maim, burn, but he's also lonely and depressed, because all the people who he used to call brother, all the people who used to be proud to stand by their sides, have turned into these mindless beasts. And you know, and he sees that he's also turned into a mindless beast, and it disgusts him. And it's only in his moments of clarity that he realizes this, and that's when he starts torching his own men alive. That's when he starts killing indiscriminately, because he has no respect for the people he used to call brother. You know, the tragedy of 30k Karn continues. It's just suppressed. I mean, it's just like Angron in his moments every time he falls in battle, where he gets a moment to breathe, and it's like one of the cruelest things any of the Chaos Gods does is he's allowed to see a moment of possible peace, and then it's snatched away from him. Or at least I have that piece. It's just minor. Yeah. Power of the God Emperor. I command my STC machine to. Oh, it's gotta heat up. It's sent. It's perfect. I have not read the duel between Karn and Sigismund. I have heard of the duel between Karn and Sigismund. This is honestly one of the Horus Heresy books I would consider actually reading for myself. I would like to know more about Sigismund. The original Emperor's Champion. Arguably another first heretic, as he is, the loyalist chapter master who turned his chapter into a religious order, even though he marched alongside the emperor. See, that's the other thing, is I'm not a huge Dorn fan, but I think I would like Sigismund. Yeah, I like that canon better. So, I'll have to look into it. To go the other way? Nope, definitely not. He's got a little cannon. He'll have a little armor shield on that side. And how does this trigger wheel go? Oh, it's two of them. Oh, then I'm missing pieces, no? I'm definitely missing pieces. I mean, part of me just wants to leave it as just the ball. I'm just gonna leave it as the ball because it's funny. Just the trail wheel, the trail training wheels make it seem a little bit more sensible, but nah. Who needs sensible? I think one of the reasons the Horus Heresy doesn't really appeal to me is I'm not the biggest Space Marines fan. For the longest time, I wasn't really a fan of Space Marines. And it was the Emperor's Children and the Dark Angels that started being like, oh, okay, these could be interesting characters. And Karn, to give the boy his due, Karn is a very interesting character. It's funny, all of the 40k Emperor Children characters, I hate. I don't like Fulgrim. Fabius Bile is more interesting. Like, I have some time for Fabulous Bill. Lucius is one of the worst characters in the whole setting. Oh my god. Like, Lucius the Eternal is one of the stupidest characters in the, like, and his own nature is stupid. And honestly, just a really bad idea for Slaanesh. Like I know there's a tale where he, maybe this is the origin of him being the champion of Slaanesh and his whole the Eternal comes from, but there's a duel between, I think it was 10. It was either 10 or it was whatever Slaanesh's holy number is. Is it 9? 6? I don't know. There was a duel between all these master bladesmen of the Emperor's Children chapter, and Lucius wins his first bout. Fine, he wins his second bout, he wins his third bout, he wins his fourth bout, it's close. He wins his fifth bout by a hair, he loses his sixth bout. That swordsman who beat him, who was a better swordsman than him, dies, gets replaced by Lucius, who is a worse swordsman, who goes on to fight bout 7, lose, because these guys are better swordsmen than Lucius at this point. But then that guy dies because Lucius is reborn in his body, a worse swordsman than the dude who just defeated him, and then got killed because of his little gotcha thing, and so on and so forth. And so through the course of this, Slaanesh loses 3 or 4 possible champions who are stronger combatants, better duelists, better bladesmen than Lucius. But Lucius is the champ. But Lucius gets to be the champion with his god awful mini. Oh my god! If you have not seen the Lucius Eternal mini, like, I will go through the pain of going to the Warhammer website. Warhammer.com. US English. Captain. Okay, the 40k mini, the 30k mini is not bad. I don't know if his 40k mini is in print anymore. I don't think it is. Hold on. Google. I can't type. Here we go. Yeah, like, oh shoot. Look at this. Look how terrible this is. Absolutely disgustingly terrible sculpt of a mini. Cool ideas. Shows all the things that are maybe could possibly be cool about him. That proxy is better. That's not him. No, it's weird. This is a Horus Heresy model. Great model. This? Even this, which I think is a proxy alt sculpt. Terrible. Ooh. So, I can see my screen. Absolutely terrible. Definitely one of the minis of all time. If Sly Marlborough was alive during the Horus Heresy, Horus would have been destroyed completely before X-Men 3. Sly Marlborough could have solved a lot of issues. I bet if Sly Marlborough had been alive when the Emperor wasn't a rotting corpse on the Golden Throne, the Emperor would have found out what a good father was. If Sly Marlborough was alive during the Horus Heresy, he would have bitch slapped the Emperor and made him go to therapy with all his kids. If Sly Marlborough was alive during the Emperor, they would have named the Land Raider and the Land Speeder something sensible, and then instead of naming them after Arkan Land. Sly Marlborough's the Emperor's voice. That's why he's always screaming. That's a good one. That's a good one. Alright, we got our little Death Ball Grot tank. Oh, I should reprint one of these, the looted benchies, in the right scale, except there's so much good detail in it, I feel like it's just going to be lost. But that is currently my favorite Grot tank, especially since it's the size of a Terminator. Almost. Oh, and here's another one. I think the third one's over there, but quite a bit bigger than our little squig tank we painted on screen the other week. How long has this stream been going? Almost 3 hours? Let me address the state of this guy. This needs a bit more cleanup. This needs a little more cleanup. This needs a little more cleanup. That could use a good once over. Could use a touch. The legs. I remember the legs on this thing being terrible. Oh no, it's the legs on the other one that were terrible. Still, need some attention. All right, so this guy needs some serious cleanup attention. Oh, why did I do that? I could have left it. Bother. If I can't get this support layer off clean, I can just print another. This is the hatch, which again I'm gonna have to paint this model in sub-assemblies for sure. Oh my god, another axe just dropped. Karn is getting completely on theme. What's his actual axe? Is it Gorechild? That's his actual axe. The yeah, Gorechild. Yeah, I thought it was Angron's weapon from the technically the Great Crusade. I don't want to deal with this tonight. All right, you're gonna be put aside. We're gonna look at this guy, who is a little overscaled, but it's fine. Because I have guns to... I need to decide. I think I can go ahead and pose guns on this guy. He has... This guy has lots and lots of DACA. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pose guns on this guy. Well, like, that's the other thing is, like, Lucius has the Layer Blade, which not only was a Primarch's weapon, it's a demonic Primarch weapon that killed another Primarch. And yet, this little crybaby, this little dweeb with a serious skill issue gets to hold on to it. What the heck? Just never pick up a dropped weapon. Oh, right! I forgot that was a bit of lore. So wait, then why did Karn pick it up? Because he's supposed to feel like the last true World Eater. The last one who's holding on to his heritage. Isn't that supposed to be a shtick? I mean, like, it's a Primarch weapon, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you pick it up? But no, seriously, because like we know we're gonna get an Emperor's Children Codex end of 10th edition, maybe top of 11th edition. I want Lucius to get dethroned. I want someone to kill. Because we got the dude on the pig thing for the World Eaters that lets them that like in the lore he like lets all the reason he did it was dies before explanation. Fair. Lord something or another from the World Eaters. Lord Avocado. Yeah, Lord Avocado. I know that's close. I know that's not right, but yeah, Lord Avocado. So we got him. Really cool new character model for the World Eaters. But we still have Karn, you know, we still have all the other characters. I do not want that for the Emperor's Children. I want Lucius to die. And I want someone else to pick up the Layer Blade, and I want it to be a narrative where, like, very similar to what I'm doing with my Loyalist Emperor's Children guy, of like, we're disgusting. And if we're gonna be disgusting, we're gonna be disgusting right. And he goes back and like reorganize, reunite the chapter of debauchery. I'm still trying to figure out why Karn now costs 100 points. Couldn't tell you. I don't know what he does. While I wait for the super glue to dry, I guess I could look up what he does. All I know about World Eaters is Berserkers don't do anything. Because they all have like chain weapons. They're all strength, what, 5? World Eats. Strength 4, strength 5. So they're probably way too expensive. Karn the Betrayer. Come on, Wappy, I believe in you. 100 points. A normal Space Marine stat life, 4 Binballs, nice. Karn's Plasma Pistol, nice. Gorechild strength 6. Gorechild should be strength 8, but 8 attacks is pretty good on a 100-point model. 2 AP2, 3 damage. That's an anti-Custodes weapon, if we're being honest. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model makes reroll hits of 1, reroll wounds of 1 for the unit. It's okay. Then the charge for this model is leading a unit that is not, and it's not within engagement range. You have to take a leadership test. Okay, that kind of sinks. The make a leadership test. If you fail, you lose a bodyguard model. If you're not within unit engagement range, very fluffy. I'm a fan. Kind of stinks, especially if you're probably gonna put him with berserkers because that's probably all he can lead, right? Yeah, and I know they're overcosted. And berserker friendly, this model is destroyed in melee. It has not fought yet in this phase. You do not remove it from play. It can fight after the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks, and then it's removed from play. I like it. Good abilities for him. 100 points for Gore Child alone. I can see why he costs more than like a Space Marines lieutenant. I don't know if 100 points is reasonable. I think 100 points for I think 100 points for 5 berserkers is terrible. I think I'd go like 85. I think I'd cost them almost the same as assault intercessors, because what's their ability? Oh, you get to move d6 inches towards whatever shoots you? Yeah, I'd cost them the same as assault intercessors, Space Marines, because they're almost the same. You can just take an eviscerator on your sergeant instead of a thunderhammer. Battle line, assault intercessors. Yeah, 75 points a model, 75 points for 5. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say 80 points would feel fine, 85 would be okay, 90 would be like, oh, alright, but 100 points for 5, with most of your attacks coming in at what, strength 4? Come on, take me back. Yeah, strength 5, AP minus 1 damage. And bolt pistols, you're never gonna shoot. Okay, you get to reroll one of your Blessings of Corn dice. I mean, that's helpful. That's the better ability. I mean, that's you know. Okay, so you like want. Of course, you want to take them. They're the iconic unit, but. I don't. See, now I want to know. So I'm trying to think what for my Space Marines I would value at a similar power level to Karn. Where's Lieutenant? No. I'd see Karn coming down to like 85, maybe 90. I think Zerkers can definitely come down quite a bit. Which is Judiciary, which I know is going to be overcosted. Yeah, no, I definitely think Karn can come down. Yeah, I agree, like 85, 90 points, and be perfectly reasonable. Especially because, like, if I was ever gonna do a World Eater's army, I'd want Karn and a blob of Berserkers, and I'd want that to be like, I'd want that to be a unit I wanted to take, because it's so iconic. And I definitely think both those things should come down in price. Again, sorry for your nerf. Azrael costs 2 less attacks, AP 4, dev wounds. I mean, yeah. In my opinion, Azrael could go up in points. Azrael's a little too auto-include. Yeah. Yeah, but for Karn not to be, for Gorechild not to be strength 8 sustained wounds or sustained hits. Yeah. And for Karn not to have a like once per game ability, I mean, well, no, Karn's abilities are good. I don't think I would touch Karn's datasheet abilities, but yeah, he can definitely come down in points. Really, a Terminator captain that costs 95? No. I'm still not convinced captains are all that great. I mean, I have 2 of them. Almost every Space Marine list that comes close to 2,000 points that I've tried to field runs 2 of them because it's the model I have, it's the models I like the look of. But I think the free stratagem thing is got a little too much weight put behind it. It's a cool ability, and again, it's very flavorful for captains. I like it. But since it's restricted, if it was any stratagem or any like I kind of wish it was any detachment stratagem. That would feel more. Well, yeah, Smash Captain because World Eaters. Absolutely. I wish you could build Smash Captains more. I wish in general you could build more. Yeah, Gravis Captain for aggressors, of course, which I don't have any aggressors. They're on my list of Space Marine units I should get my hands on one of these days. But, yeah. I wish the Terminator Captain could take a shield and a Thunderhammer. That's obviously what I modeled mine for. But again, that's also why I magnetized his left hand and gave him a couple custom weapons, because then the options. Yep. Well, here's a Wa Dog. Shit, what's it called? I'm getting tired. Chaos Knights. Brigand. Who will get renamed to be something more orky. There's my first Brigand. The guy with the big old shotgun is my second Brigand for the list I'm building up. I think with him, this guy fully built, I can put 1,500 points of Chaos Knights on the table. So the next game I play might just have to be Knights. Because I love my Custodes, but I've played almost nothing but Custodes for the last months. So I'd like a change of pace. This the new Terminator Captain sculpt isn't for Assault Terminators too. Yeah, I don't know what G-Dubs was thinking. I don't know what G-Dubs is thinking about the new Terminator Assault Terminators, because we know they have those sculpts done. But who knows? I'm getting tired. I think this is where I'm going to call it for tonight. There will be a stream at some time tomorrow. I'm going to have a bunch of time to kill. We'll either work on some Wa Dogs, we'll either work on the other Brigand, or finish painting that guy, or we will work on the spoiler. Eventually all these guys will earn names, and then we'll have goofy names to reference them as, but one of the two. It'll be fun. Probably pretty long stream. Probably it's gonna be more lunchtime, afternoonish, so I totally understand if my regular crowd can't tune in, because again, I usually do evenings, but yeah. Yeah, if other people get locked in because of this snowstorm, again, I hope no one loses power. I hope no one gets hurt. I hope no one has any damage on anything. I hope it's just a very pleasant surprise and an intense snowstorm. But again, share the content with your friends. If you got any friends across the pond, be like, yo, he's gonna stream earlier tomorrow. Check him out. There's a guy I might reach out to, see if I can make a collaboration happen, kind of impromptu tomorrow. But yeah, thank you all for watching tonight. That was a lot of fun. We got a lot done. We did get a lot done, even though my space doesn't look super different. This guy's not in a box anymore. This guy's not in pieces anymore. The sprues have been cleaned off. So, all good things. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and I will see you all next time.